Thank you for inviting me here. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. My name's Robbie, and I look after all our brand product solutions. So YouTube, Google+, I think a lot about display and some really compelling stuff that we do with really fascinating creative formats for Southeastern Europe, Middle East, and Africa. So an amazingly wide region, and I get to experience a lot of different cultures and places. And my title of my presentation today is Building Brands in a Digital World. And I want you guys to think about storytelling. And my story started when I landed yesterday off the plane. I'm from London, but I live in Paris. I landed in yesterday here into Sofia Airport. How many Bulgarians are there in the room here? Got loads, great. So I was impactly thrown into the world of Bulgarian culture and music. I got into the car, and I was totally overwhelmed by the song that was playing in the taxi. It was Dr. Alban. He's not Bulgarian. He's from Nigeria. He has Swedish origins. He's had 2.5 million views of his video on YouTube. But then I went a little bit further. I thought, you know what? They must be interested in something, our friends in Bulgaria. So I'm told Aziz is a popular dude, right? And his video called Mirazic, if I pronounced it correctly, has had no shorter than 14 million views on YouTube. Aziz. He doesn't wear very much. He seems to have very few clothing on, and maybe that's the appeal. And then I explored further. My colleagues told me about Planeta. I'm told that after a few drinks, the local drink, I forgot the name of it, I drank it last night, it was very nice. I'm told you guys all tune in to Planeta. There are no clothes on that channel. What is it with you guys? I'm coming back to that later. So this is the art of storytelling, okay? I've just kept you entertained for 35 seconds about my journey in on the taxi. Let me show you what that means if we think about the world of Google and how bringing products together will enable you to tell a really interesting branding story.
ये मैं ये यूसुफ लंगोटिया यार सी मेरा लाहौर में हमारे घर के सामने एक बड़ा बाग था उस बाग का गेट बाबा आदम के जमाने रोज शाम को हमने वहाँ पतंगे उड़ानी और उसके बाद जाके यूसुफ के दुकान से झझरिया चुरा के खानी
झझरिया
मेरा साहब नमस्ते
नमस्ते मेरी पोती मुंबई वाली
और बेटे क्या हाल चाल है बचपने की तंग गली फिर से कूदे फांदे छोटी छोटी मीठी चोरी गांठ लेके बांधे
हेलो अस्सलाम वालेकुम
फाजिल स्वीट्स
हाँ जी दादाजान दिल्ली से किसी की कॉल है
हेलो
यूसुफ अंकल
कौन
जी मैं सुमन बोल रही हूँ दिल्ली से आपके बचपन के दोस्त बलदेव जी की पोती याद है बचपन में आप दोनों झझरिया चुरा के खाते थे
बचपन की तंग गली फिर से कूदे फांदे छोटी छोटी मीठी चोरी गांठ लेके बांधे एक पतंग सा उड़ता था परिंदों की तरह परिंदों की तरह परिंदों की तरह एक दौर था मन मन मोर था एक दौर था मन मन मोर था
पार्टीशन के वक्त हम रातों रात हिंदुस्तान आ गए
दादू
यूसुफ दी बड़ी याद आती
कागजों की कश्तियों में डूबा रहता था झांकती खिड़कियों में उलझा रहता था वो भी क्या दौर था मन पे न जोर था एक दौर था मन मन मोर था एक दौर था मन मन मोर था
भैया थोड़ा जल्दी
मन मोर
हाँ जी कौन हैप्पी बर्थडे यारा यूसुफ वो यूसुफ मेरे बल्लू यूसुफ है यार
So certainly a few tears in the front row. We can hand out the Kleenex later on, but a real tearjerker, but a great story. And think about how Google put all their products into that one story. The notion of using maps, of using search, of using YouTube, of using flight search. Everything was placed into that story to connect two people together to build a brand in a digital world. So it's about providing relative, contextual, compelling content. It's not just about advertising. But as it was said earlier along, we just launched YouTube here in Bulgaria, and we're incredibly excited about that. And so you guys have seen this TrueView ad. You only pay when the viewer watches the video. If the viewer or the consumer skips that video, you won't pay. But I want to see today how many of you guys will skip a video. How many of you guys, there's 3 in the back, but you haven't seen it yet, my friends. You haven't seen the video I'm going to show you. What we're going to do is we're going to do a skip ad test, okay? When you feel like you want to skip this ad, you will raise your hands. If you don't want to skip, don't raise your hand. Let's see what Giselle did very recently. Raise your hand when you're ready to skip. If you don't want to skip, don't raise it. So she's on stage. She's taking her jacket off. I've got no skippers. I've got a... He's married. I've got a married man. I've got a skipper. Okay, that's good. I've still got 1,000 non-skippers. Got 2 in the back. Keep your hands raised. Not bad. Oral-B is still paying. They've paid. But you're still not skipping. No one's skipping. Is it because you like Planeta? I think it's because you like Planeta. This is the kind of relationship thing. I'm getting a theme here. We're nearly there. Okay, we'll move off. We'll go off of this. I think you get the message, right? It's incredibly compelling content. We can move forward. So that was Giselle. She didn't manage to take it all off. You didn't see it all removed, but you saw how you were in control. The user is in control all the time. There was about 12 of you guys that wanted to skip. Everyone else wanted to watch. The user expects brands to entertain all the time, constantly. We are the most egotistical. We are the people who want this content all the time whenever we want it. We want it to inform us, entertain us, and provide utility. I don't want to be watching for information and then not get what's given on the box, what's delivered on the box. I want it where I want it, when I want it, and how I want it. And you guys have talked about that this morning already. It's no use providing me content on a mobile device that is not rendered for a mobile device. I spent years working in mobile and scratching my head about how businesses couldn't build on mobile. And our friend earlier on said, just build on mobile. You got to build around mobile. Mobile is the most important platform for you guys in this room for the next 5 years. It's really, really important. Mobile first, we've talked about it all the time. The ones who get it are the ones who will deliver and will win, right? When you're building content, when the brands in this room, the agencies in this room build content, think about why you're doing it. Are you going to be proud of that content? Would you show it to your grandfather, to your grandmother, to your mom, your dad? If you were building a video with Planeta, would you show that to your sisters and brothers? Think about that when you're building that content. So these brands are creating stories and curating them, and they're orchestrating them. So think about those 3 points when you're going out there building your digital strategy: curating, curating, and orchestration. I want to take you through how we're redefining storytelling, and I want to show you something that Dove did very recently, which absolutely showcases the power of storytelling. If we can roll that Dove video, that would be great. I think I have to click. Yeah.
I'm a forensic artist. Worked for the San Jose Police Department from 1995 to 2011.
I showed up to a place I'd never been, and there was a guy with a drafting board.
We couldn't see them, they couldn't see us.
Tell me about your hair.
I didn't know what he was doing, but then I could tell after several questions that he was drawing me.
Tell me about your chin.
It kind of protrudes a little bit, especially when I smile.
Your jaw.
My mom told me I had a big jaw.
What would be your most prominent feature?
Kind of have a fat, rounder face.
The older I've gotten, the more freckles I've gotten.
I would say I have a pretty big forehead.
Once I get a sketch, I say thank you very much, and then they leave. I don't see them.
All I had been told before the sketch was to get friendly with this other woman, Chloe.
Today I'm going to ask you some questions about a person you met earlier, and I'm going to ask you some general questions about their face.
She was thin, so you could see her cheekbones. And her chin, it was a nice, thin chin.
She had nice eyes. They lit up when she spoke.
Cute nose.
She had blue eyes, very nice blue eyes.
So here we are. This is the sketch that you helped me create, and that's a sketch that somebody described of you.
So yeah, that's...
She looks closed off and fatter. Sadder, too. The second one looks more open, friendly, and happy.
I should be more grateful of my natural beauty. It impacts the choices and the friends that we make, the jobs we apply for, how we treat our children.
So I'm going to stop that video there because I've got a lot of other stuff I want to show you, and I don't want to be short on time. But you can see how Dove reinvented itself around this notion of telling women that they were beautiful. Dove's Sketches has been watched 85 million times on YouTube. A hugely viral video that's incredibly impactful and repositions Dove as not just a brand that you would pick up in the local pharmacy or in the supermarket for soap, but repositions itself as something that really makes you feel good about yourself. And I think that's hugely compelling from a curation of a story. There's no one better than Red Bull about creating stories. It wouldn't be a YouTube presentation if I didn't talk about how Felix threw himself out of a plane, and that video has been watched 100 million times on YouTube. But when he did that, Red Bull reinvented themselves as a content creator. These guys have won an Emmy. The agencies in this room would be delighted to win an Emmy. Millions of video views. But they now own action sports. So you guys in the room here today is your chance to own a category by positioning your brand and by creating content in that specific way. A Volvo truck. How many of you guys have seen this video? Okay, I'm not going to show it then because I'm short on time. But a Volvo truck, it's not sexy. It's not compelling. Jean-Claude Van Damme goes up, splits his legs, and says to himself, I'm going to show how the dynamic motion sensors or the dynamic motion movement of our two Volvo trucks can run side by side. Not sexy, but a stunt. A stunt nonetheless that showcases how incredible a story can be told and how people can buy into a brand. Volvo Trucks videos have been viewed 70 million times. They spent about $3 to $4 million building all of this, but in the offside of that, they've generated loads and loads of sales. We're not going to watch him. Snackable. You guys produce multiple pieces of content all the time. Right? You're building content as brands, but you don't always use it. And think about that 15 seconds of footage that you maybe didn't use, or think about snackable, digestible pieces of content that you can showcase to your audience. Look at this one.
Hey, Helen, your account has been hacked. Somebody guess your password.
Well, how did they know? I picked something so random.
Was it dolphin?
I gotta take this. Hello? Hi, Gary. No, I'm not having a good day.
So insurance, not particularly sexy again, a bit like Volvo trucks. But change it, do your data, do your research. They looked on Google, they found out what people were looking at from an insights perspective. They were worried about their passwords being hacked. And off the back of that, they created snackable content. And then you're curating stories. You're creating a journey, an inspiration, and something that provides authenticity. And I want to take you on a tour of the world of Burberry kisses. I've actually done a demo before where I've got someone on the stage to kiss my phone and then send a kiss to someone else. You'll see what I mean in a second. If we can roll the Burberry kisses video. If we don't have it, Ali will explain what it is. We do have it.
Where to be apart, it hurts, and like the old movies, when I see you, you kiss my cheek. I said this is great, and I hope that we can make it last like evergreen love should.
Great, another round of applause for a Google video. I love it. You're a great audience. You're a great crowd. I'll come back whenever you want. The brilliant thing here is this notion of using technology, interaction, the notion of actually interacting with that particular handset, I think is hugely compelling. And so Burberry Kisses tells a beautiful story there as well. Let me just move forward one more slide, and I'm going to finish off with something quite interesting around the notion of orchestration. And so you guys have got to bring this all together. And the guys later on today are going to talk you through how you might do that as a business, give you a little bit more in-depth on the value of YouTube to you. We're going to talk about performance as well. But I think I want to show you about how you think of your brand as liquid content, how you bring it all together as one. And for me, there's no better example than the work we did recently with Topshop. And it's a smorgasbord of beautiful Google products coming together to showcase a brand really, really interacting amazingly in the digital area. And I'm going to leave you with this particular, the future of a fashion show. Let's roll the Topshop one. Go back.
Line the room. You find a drink and drain the glass as fast as you can drink to the cheap perfume. No one's moving, they just rather stand and wait until someone starts to move. Someone starts to move. Shake, 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 it's all what you make of it, take what you will. Now, 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 the only mistake is if you stand still. So shake, 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 it's all what you make of it, break it into. Now, 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 the only mistake is if you stand still. It's only up to you. It's only It's only up to you.
My name was Robbie, and that was Building Brands in a Digital World. Thank you very much.